Hello and welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. This is our predictions episode. I have a substitute with me today, Zohair and Abrar, my co-host. A bit busy today, so I don't have them, but I have Mr. Tariq Reddy. He'll be subbing in and asking me my predictions, and then Zohair, Abrar, and Ashish will be sending me their predictions. We haven't finished the game week. The game week's still going on, but we need to record this because otherwise it'll be too late after the game week. There's still it's a double game week, so a lot of teams have to play their second game. But let's go with next week's game week 27. TK, first of all, how are you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Really happy about the Bale video you put.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Go check it out.
Yeah, check out that video just before the FPL game week 26. TK said that you should put Bale in your team, make him captain. If you triple captain him, that's even better. But 2 goals and an assist. So make sure you watch our FPL episode. We'll have one this week as well after the game week. But for now, predictions. It's a very hectic, man. We're still in game week 26, but we need to prepare for 27.
This is our dream come true.
Yeah.
Maybe not for you anymore, since now you're in the podcast business.
But yeah, no, it's still amazing. Otherwise, we'd be just sitting and chilling.
Just like game. Every day there's a game.
Every day there's a game. Some high quality games, but let's see what this game week brings us. So, starting with the first game.
So yeah, the first game is Burnley versus AFTV. What's your prediction?
But to be honest with you, I gave Leicester a win in the last game, and whenever I predict Arsenal to it reverses. When I predict them to lose, they win. When I predict them to lose, I'm going to Arsenal win. I think it's going to be 2-0 Arsenal. I feel that Burnley have been leaking goals recently. Sean Dyche normally sets up his team, and they're very organized, very difficult to break. But these days, they've been leaking goals. So I'm going 2-0 Arsenal. Arsenal really good form, and I think Saka, Aubameyang, these guys will be back, so there'll be more goal scoring options.
Nice. We'll go on to the next game: Sheffield versus Southampton.
Sheffield versus, oh my god, man, it's difficult to predict. I'm gonna go probably. This is like a 0-0 game, but I'll go 1-0 Southampton. Danny used to score.
Okay, nice. Sheffield and Southampton, like you said, they're very both out of form. So it's one of those games where it's either 0-0 or 1-0 for either side.
Yeah. Exactly.
Villa Wolves. The villain versus the Wolves.
So I thought without British Villa would do poorly, but Al Ghazi stepped up. I wish I kept him in my team. I haven't kept him, but Wolves, I was very impressed with the way they played with Man City yesterday. They stayed in the game. They scored the equalizer. There was like 10 minutes remaining, and then everything just busted up. Everything was
down the train. From the game, what I watched was the Wolves couldn't do much in attack. They were just they were just trying to get the ball out to the final third, and they weren't able to. But they contained City pretty well. Let's see if they can do that with Villa. Even though Villa's defense has been really strong.
I'm probably going to go with a 1-1 draw, Villa versus Wolves, 1-1.
Cool.
I think
both
teams are a bit organized.
I think Martinez will save every shot.
Yeah.
But
and they have a goal scoring option in Al Ghazi and Watkins. They have threat going forward. So whereas Wolves, they also can always score like we saw yesterday.
All these games are so boring. Brighton, Leicester.
Leicester, man, without Madison, they look a different team. They have a few injuries, so it's not going to be that easy. Brighton been very unlucky this last few weeks. It's a very frustrating week for them. But I'm just banking on Vardy to score. I'll go 1-0 Leicester.
Vardy. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a bad prediction.
Yep, I just write that down.
I like your predictions on the podcast. They're very simple, but when we play predictions with persons, it's always 5-3, 4-2. He keeps it simple.
It's because I'm on the bottom of the table, so I'm being more realistic now. I predicted. One game I predicted to win City 5-0 and they won 5-0.
Yeah. Remember the one game where I predicted 7-0? And if I got the prediction right, then Rafa was supposed to get a card. And it was 6-0.
Yeah.
No, and Samir Nasri missed the last minute chance. He was actually going to give me his card. A good businessman. West Brom versus Newcastle.
Sam Allardyce, bro, legend. He's a legend. He needs respect. Everyone talks about Guardiola. You need to talk about this guy, man. He comes in the most difficult situations, and he's the Guardiola of the relegation zone, bro. If he takes West Brom out of this, it's going to be an excellent achievement. Still a long way to go. I think they're very lucky in their last game on the weekend. They could have conceded quite a few goals. Who was it against Brighton? There was a free kick they could have conceded. 2 penalties were missed.
2 penalties.
So they were a bit lucky. They'll need that luck against Newcastle. This is again a big game. These are like the big games for them. So I'm going again. I went 1-0 West Brom. That time I'm going again 1-0 West Brom. Even though I think it's going to be a difficult game and a draw would be the best option.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Next up, Liverpool versus Fulham.
1-1. I never predicted Liverpool to win in this in this whole season. So
you're in the bottom of the table. Don't you want to go up?
Yeah, I do want to go up, but I've got a few points when predicting these kind of games with Liverpool. So let me continue with the risk 1-1. I think it was 1-1 in the reverse fixture as well. Even though now Liverpool are coming back in form, what's his name? Firmino scored, Curtis Jones scored, and Salah. We've seen like he's always an attacking threat. He always gets into those positions. And I think let's see how it goes. Right now, Liverpool are slowly getting into form. They'll need to win this game because otherwise, top four will become a difficulty for them. So these kind of games they have to win. They'll probably will win, but I'm going 1-1.
I mean, I feel like this is going to be Liverpool's comeback game. They'll get like a 5-0. They'll be back on track.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think fair enough.
Man City versus Man United derby.
So
blue versus red.
Blue versus red.
Bruno versus Solskjaer. Bruno versus KD.
And man, last season United actually played amazing in these fixtures, in these big fixtures. They played so good, but since that Tottenham drubbing 6-1, he's completely changed tactics. It's been 0-0 every single game.
Yeah.
It's been 0-0 against City, 0-0 against Liverpool, 0-0 against Chelsea, and 0-0 against Arsenal as well. Yeah, he's just going 0-0. I think he's going to be very lucky if he gets a 0-0 here. To be honest with you, 0-0 will be a positive for United in this game because right now City are looking very aggressive. They're creating a lot of chances.
19 winning streak.
Yeah, and if they do score a goal, that's it. Like United have to score, and they haven't been scoring these games. The biggest problem for me, I don't know how you look at it, and it'll be interesting to see what our viewers think. But for me, what I noticed, it's happened like this whole season. But because of that Tottenham game, they play two defensive midfields. And because of that, Bruno's also getting deeper. He's receiving the ball deeper, right? If you're playing both McTominay and Fred, even Bruno has to push back. But if you play one of them and two midfielders, then he'll create those chances like he does against the small teams. So I think tactics is the problem. That's why we're not seeing Bruno in big games. People are calling him a flat track bully, but I saw Bruno score a goal, assist and score against City. Last time he gave that assist to Martial in last season. But this season it's a particular problem because of the tactics, I think.
I mean, the only mistake I saw Bruno did was last game against Chelsea, the counter-attack where Rashford was on the wing and he just gave him a bad pass.
Yeah.
Where he could have been.
Yeah, he's been poor.
I mean, just a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, he's made quite a few mistakes.
If you watch City, you can see De Bruyne make so many mistakes.
Yeah.
He gives away the ball so many times, but it's City.
It's the team.
Yeah, the team helps him.
So that's the thing. There's so much focus on Bruno. So I think it's kind of a bit unfair, the criticism that he receives.
Yeah, just literally the whole team.
Yeah, he revolves around him. So for him to shine in these games, you need like the midfield to be a bit more attacking. So that's the thing. Going into this game, if City score, it's going to be very difficult for United. I think they will score, but I'll still go with 0-0.
0-0.
Yeah.
Spurs versus Palace.
Man, I'm excited to see Spurs after the Gareth Bale. Yeah, like to be honest, now I'm really excited to watch them play. Kane, Son, and Bale. These guys are fit. And Moura, yeah. If these guys are fit, they've shown that they can attack. Mourinho can go with those tactics. Yes. Everyone says he's a defensive coach and everything. Yeah, it's there. Like he is defensive, but now he has that attacking threat. He's getting these guys to play. And then no matter whatever Mourinho does, they will score goals, right? If these guys click. So I'm very interested to see how this happens. I think Palace is an attacking team. I'm going with 3-0 Spurs win. I think because Palace won't sit back. They're not that type of team. And Spurs will create space behind.
Will it be a Bale hat-trick?
No, I hope it will be like a Lucas Moura hat-trick, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. But yeah, it's going to be a Bale hat-trick. I hope this will be a clip in the next Instagram. Chelsea versus Everton.
Chelsea versus Everton is a really good game. I'm really liking Everton this season. They've blown hot and cold. They were kind of lucky against Southampton in that game. They had their chances, but they almost conceded, to be honest with you. Pickford saved them. Even Keane played really well. But I think they were kind of lucky-ish over there. Yeah. So that's the thing with Everton. I think in smaller games, they do struggle. With bigger games, they play better. Sure. So in this game, I'm giving them a good shout. I think, to be honest, Chelsea have been drawing games and Everton have been... they've been doing well. They beat Liverpool, so I'm going to go with a 1-1, I think.
The Hammers versus the Leeds. West Ham Leeds.
High scoring game. Leeds, they win one game, they lose one game, they
Yeah.
win one game, lose one game. This kind of game, they probably won't really look forward to this kind of, because West Ham also have a really good defense and they have that attacking threat. Antonio Lingard, they'll make space behind that Leeds defense. If you notice, Leeds, when they attack, they leave behind the space. But United they exploited it like when they won 6-2, right? They
Yes.
leave behind the space in the midfield, just behind
Huge
the
space.
Yeah, there's a huge space there. So I think the likes of Lingard and Antonio will relish
Jay
that.
Lings.
Yeah, Jay Lings, he's unbelievable, man. I think he should
This
start
is
as well.
celebration.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable for West Ham. But yeah, Antonio's there as well. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'll go 4-2 West Ham.
Nice. That's the prediction. Mustafa, I know.
Yeah,
4-2.
it comes out naturally sometimes.
All right. City. Oh, it's a double game. So City Southampton were second game.
First time, will Pep rotate again?
He's gonna rotate even when he goes to bed. He rotates his wife every day. He's known to be the fraudulent.
So yeah, it's very frustrating for FPL managers, but it's working. What he's doing for Man City, it's working. I'm not a big Pep Guardiola fan. I have my reasons for that, but I think it's working right now. They're an incredible team. They're on an incredible run, unbeaten. You can't deny that. Like there's nothing, even though
Facts.
Yeah, they're facts. Like they're playing excellent football. Yes, they have the squad depth. This is helping them a lot in these COVID times, but it's credit to Pep for handling that squad, rotating them.
Definitely.
Even when De Bruyne wasn't there, when De Bruyne and Aguero were injured, to be honest, I thought they would slip. But Gundogan stepped up, and I have to.
Even Gundogan came on last game,
Yeah,
and he kind of created the last three goals.
he created the last 2 goals. So I mean,
I think he's undroppable for Pep.
Gundogan. Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I think that I have to give Pep credit for that. Even though he has the squad, he has the resources, but to use those resources.
What I
right?
like about Pep, I mean, I don't like that guy.
Yeah.
Don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
But what I like about him is that he knows how to manage his players. Mahrez, he benches him for like 6 games. He brings him on after 6 games, and Mahrez wants to prove him wrong, gets a goal, gets an assist. He has him in that form. And then once he notices his form is dropping, he benches him, puts Bernardo once Bernardo's on form. And then once he sees Bernardo dropping, he rotates in a way where he knows when the player is on form. He brings them on.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And
it
to
works.
keep them happy on the bench is also no one's happy on the bench, but to
he
keep
does.
them there, that's an art. Like, you know, right now, like suppose I was the manager, there might be a lot of problems in that squad, even though I have the best squad with me. So I'll give him that much credit. Like I say that he has the best squad, he has so many players and everything like that. But it's also handling that. So I'll give him credit there. But of course, he has high quality players. I think 2 players in each position. I'm going with a 6-0 Man City.
Whoa.
They're going to play against Southampton. Southampton haven't been in the greatest form. They have injuries. Yeah, 6-0 is a kind of weird scoreline.
No, I like to keep it.
But yeah, I'll go 6-0. I think it's going to.
6-0.
I think that wraps up Game Week 27. We still didn't finish Game Week 26, but tune in for these predictions. We don't know the latest injury updates and everything, but you can keep up with that. We'll also update on our Instagram page and everything. But thank you so much for joining me, man. It was great.
Thank you for your prediction.
No, thank you for filling in, and see you guys soon. Take care.